As you may have seen in some of my other videos, I picked up this Rock River AR pistol with the 7-inch barrel, and when I designed it, I got it with the standard A2 flash hider. The way you get these rifles, or pistols as it were, is assuming your dealer hasn't already bought a bunch of them, you can go to the Rock River website and pick out all the different options. Pick out your grip, your trigger guard, the rail, and the muzzle device. There were, I don't know, 6 or 8 options. For the muzzle device, I got the standard A2 with a thought that I would probably swap it out for something else, with the goals being to direct some of the blast forward and maybe help a little bit with the fireball. Having fired this, the blast from back here is really not a big deal for you where your face is. The fireball on this thing is huge. If you're looking down it, the fireball comes up way above it, completely obscures your vision for a little bit until it kind of, both the fireball subsides and your vision comes back to normal. So I looked at some different options. The one I picked was the Primary Weapon Systems CQB Compensator. This is it here. It's a chunky little thing. I've seen different weights for it on the internet. I weighed it at 7.4 ounces. Aside from the device, it comes with some shims. Now when you put this on, they say you don't need to time it because there's no top or bottom. Timing means you need to get it aligned. Like on this A2, the bottom of it doesn't have any ports. The tops and sides have the slots to direct the blast up and out. With this one though, it's kind of the same all around, so they say you don't need to kind of get it on there. That's where you would use the shims to get it lined up just right. But for this, they say you don't need to get it on there in any particular direction. So here it is as it comes. Here it is with the A2. They say it will add about 1/4 of an inch to the front of the rifle, but I think it actually adds a little bit more. Here's that little small lightweight A2 flash hider next to the big chunky CQB. There's the quick before and after. I'll throw in some footage here of when I first put this on the gun and did some shooting, some stuff from some classes, some view from behind the gun doing some house clearing so you get an idea of the flash with that, and then even some nighttime footage, both from behind the gun doing some house clearing and then from the side compared to some regular AR rifles so you can get an idea of the flash hiding properties of this at night. I'll come back, talk a little bit more about it, and have some closing thoughts. All right, so I got to put onto the gun here, and it sticks out a little bit farther than I thought it would up in front there. Makes the front of the gun, the rifle, look a little bit more bulky, a little bit more meaner for what that's worth. You don't have to time it, like I said, but it has sort of those 4 prongs, those 4 directions, and put them so they're straight up into the side. How's that for a look if it's empty, straight down the barrel? But put them in whatever direction you want. I put them up and out. I've seen some complaints of people saying that it makes the gun front heavy. You know, I can't really say it seems that way. It doesn't seem a lot heavier, at least in practical differences, than the A2. No real complaints there. Six by 6 drill here. You can almost see that it blows everything forward.
Always orient the magazine.
Yep, what he said.
That sounds good.
Some house clearing here. You can see from behind that there is no muzzle flash, nothing during the day. This gun was great for in the houses. And let's do some nighttime house clearing here. You can see it doesn't actually put out a muzzle flash as much as it puts out these sparks. A little bit different. Nothing that blinds you.
Go!
This is a little coarse. You can see the laser that I have mounted on there, the TLR4. Again, no big flash. just kind of these sparks that come out. Now this is
15.
IR camera. Here's the pistol there. This is a regular AR.
Hit!
Regular AR here.
4.
Back to the pistol here.
6.
Regular AR. Back to the pistol.
8.
And one more regular AR.
6.
Well, you get an idea from that footage that this is a pretty decent job directing the blast forward and away from the gun and not out to the side, which was the big reason I got this. These short barrel rifles or AR pistols, because the barrels are shorter, this one's only a 7-inch barrel, have a lot extra gunpowder that hasn't been blown off. The flashes tend to be bigger, they can be noisier. And I hate it when you go to a class and someone has a big, huge, noisy compensator on it and no one wants to stand next to them. I get it if you want your rifle to be as loud as you can possibly make it. I didn't want that, you know, with those people. By the end, you're just like, man, can you just put that A2 back on there because your rifle is so noisy, no one wants to stand next to you. That's fine. If you're that person, that's fine. I don't want to stand next to you. This was great. I had one, my dad had one. We stood right next to each other all weekend, and this does a great job directing everything forward. No complaints whatsoever with that. As far as a flash hider versus a compensator, as a compensator, it adds a little bit of weight to the front, which some people complained about. I didn't really even notice it. And that little bit of extra weight might actually help keep the barrel down. Not that 223 has much recoil anyway, but it may help compensate a little bit just with that in itself. As a flash hider, during the day you could see there was no flash whatsoever. At night, instead of putting out that big fireball, it put out that sort of shower of sparks, which was kind of interesting. It seemed to do that pretty consistently. It didn't put out anything like the big A2 fireball that I had. I was blinded by that. This I had no problems with shooting at night as much as I did. Here it is after 2,000, 2,500 rounds somewhere through it. It was great. That front part does come off and you can clean it if you're so inclined. I'm honestly not sure how to take it apart yet, but it does come off. This was pretty much exactly what I was looking for. If you have an SBR or an AR pistol and you're looking for a new muzzle device, check out one of these Primary Weapons Systems CQB 5.56 or 308 if you've got the big boy rifle.